John F. Kennedy won the nomination at the Democratic National Convention. In June 16, 1958, Abraham Lincoln delivered his House divided speech in Springfield, Illinois. June 18th, Susan B. Anthony attempted to vote in 1872 presidential election when women were still not allowed to vote. She was fined $100. June 14th, 2011, President Obama became the first president to visit Puerto Rico in 35 years. On June 14th, 57 years ago today, the Vatican abolished its list of prohibited books going back to 1557. Benjamin Franklin proved that lightning is electricity with his famous kite and key experiment in 1752. And then on June 14th, 138 years ago, the Statue of Liberty arrived in New York, packed in 121 pieces as a gift from France. June 14th, 1944, Iceland declared independence from Denmark and became a republic. June 18th, Sally Ride became the first woman in space, joining the Space Shuttle Challenger second mission. And then June 16th, 1911, IBM was founded as the computing recording company in New York. And the first official baseball game was played with the New York Nines, defeating the New York Knickerbockers 23-1 in Hoboken, New Jersey. We'll go ahead and have Wild West request the box. I'm not sure what happened to our other two guests. If they don't show up, then I don't need another week where something's messed up, but I'll have no choice really if that's the case. We're going to try and see. Hopefully they'll show up, but go ahead and have you request the box, Wild West.
Hey.
Sorry, I didn't see you. Cool, I go ahead and request the box. My bad. I'll go back over everything. Good to see you.
Nice seeing you.
I'm good. Okay. Hey, girl. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Okay. All right. So what I was discussing, it was John Kennedy won the Democratic national nomination in 1960. Okay. And on June 13th. And then June 16th, 1858, Abraham Lincoln delivered his House divided speech in Springfield, Illinois. June 18th, Susan B. Anthony attempted to vote in 1872, and she was not allowed because women weren't allowed then, and she was fined $100. And then Obama became the first president to visit Puerto Rico in 35 years, back in 2011. 57 years ago, the Vatican abolished this list they had of like banned books. And Benjamin Franklin proved the electricity with the experiment with the key and the kite. And then 138 years ago, the Statue of Liberty arrived in 121 pieces and was a gift from France. And then June 17, 1944, Iceland was declared independent from Denmark and became a republic. And then on June 18th, Sally Ride became the first woman in space with the Challenger mission. June 16th, IBM was founded in New York. And then 1846, the first official baseball game was played in New York, 23-1. It was the Hoboken, New Jersey League. Okay. All right. And not to get political necessarily, but what was the first president that you liked as a person? And would you ever want to be the president? Why or why not?
Who are you asking?
You start, Wes. I'm shy.
I would never ever want to be the president. I can tell you that there's so many, even when you think you make a good decision, there's going to be people that think it's a bad decision, right? Whether that's Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever it is, right? Everybody's not going to agree with you. So you think you're doing the best thing for the country at that time.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't matter what you do, even if you think it's for the best interest of everybody, you're always going to have people that go against you. And I think as streamers, we can also it's nothing like being the president, but it doesn't matter how positive you try to be. someone is going to find fault in what you're doing, no matter what.
Correct. I
Yeah,
totally
very true.
agree.
I like there's presidents I like. I think Obama seems like a really cool person, but I don't think I want the job because like you said, you couldn't please everybody. Like even if you were like if something was like you were king or queen and it was like parliament. So I'm still the same deal with them. I'm sure they have, they probably never do everything right as well. So and then have you ever had a time where you've had to give a public speech and are you good at public speaking or if not, what did you do to calm your nerves?
I guess I'll go first this time. So, public speaking, I find that I do pretty okay at it, but my nerves are a wreck inside. So, like on the outside, I might look super calm. Like even now, I'm super nervous, but I try to just slow down my speech, take a deep breath, don't rush. And people always tell me that I do really well, but public speaking is definitely something I think that affects everybody, but not everyone will admit it.
Very, very true. Very true. I do presentations all the time for the hospital I work at, right? And even coming into the feature show tonight, I was nervous, right? And I do this for a living, do presentation. I think if you're not nervous about it and you're overconfident, nervous makes you think a little differently on how you approach, right?
Yeah, that's true. Because if you're not nervous, you probably don't care. That's not a good thing.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Right.
I know not any like thing recently, kind of I guess more in the sense of like jobs, yeah, having presentations for jobs. But I know back in like school times, they did have the situations where you did have to do speeches and all that. And I remember I tried to do drama, thinking, let me do drama to get out of it, and drama. if you're shy, drama, like you have to be that like an extroverted kind of kid to like excel in drama. But I even did like spelling bees and all that, and I think that's because that was kind of more an academic thing. So I don't think I necessarily got nervous with that because I was a good speller. But
right.
I never really liked public speaking. But I mean, here you kind of you're public speaking, but it's different because you're talking about whatever you want to talk about, and it's just interacting with people and having fun, and there's not really pressure. Like if you make a mistake on here, oh well, you laugh about it and you keep on going. So
I think here, like, we're just being ourselves. But when it comes to like drama or acting, you have to remember your lines and like portray a certain emotion or whatever. So that's a little different.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what you say. Well, it does matter what you say on your stream, but it doesn't really matter, right? In essence, it really doesn't matter. And when I did my first stream, I was nervous, and I'm like, I do this all the time. Why am I nervous? But
right, yeah.
No.
Okay. And there's some people that are collectors and have like collections of things. I kind of thought of this because like with the Susan B. Anthony, I kind of remember, I was like, people, collect coins. I kind of triggered that in my brain when I saw that story. My grandpa was a coin collector, but me kind of, I think I used to be more of a collector. I really like things to do with like Italy and Italian culture. So I try and have a lot of like different pieces in my house related to things like that. But as far as a collector per se, I think that I was more interested in that when I was a kid. Like they used to have the coin cups at the casinos in Vegas. And I liked collecting those from all the different casinos. And I used to have a collection of those. As an adult, I mean, I could collect things, again, someday. But currently, no, I don't have anything I collect.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything I love to collect. And like, okay, I have the whole collection of whatever it is. When I was younger, I liked mangas, which is just like the like you read it instead of watching it anime, but that got super expensive. I think now that I'm an adult, I like this may sound weird, but just containers, like pretty boxes and pretty things that you can put things in, and I have nothing to put in them. So I had to kind of, have some restraint from buying so many. You have nothing to put inside of them.
Right.
Yeah, I think my thing I collected starting as an adult is Frank Sinatra stuff. You said Italy, right? I'm from Italy. My dad's side of the family is from Italy. So Frank Sinatra, I've got autographed pictures. I've got
Hmm.
when Jack Daniels came out with the select whiskey that was made for Frank Sinatra. I've got that bottle sitting out there with the whole story behind it. Yeah, so that would be mine.
Mhm.
Cool.
And then, what is your favorite book, and what is a book that's inspired you, past or present?
If anyone knows me, you already know my answer to this. The Bible will always inspire me. Will always be my book. I'm not even a huge reader, but yeah, I would definitely say the Bible.
I would
That
have
will
to.
always be my inspiration.
I've read a lot of good books, but I would say the Bible is something you pick up when you're down, right? And you read
Mm.
passages out of the Bible. Yeah, I would
Oh, yeah,
definitely
it always
agree.
brings me up.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I would say the Bible would be a good one. I know that like there's some of the Christian stores, and unfortunately they've kind of closed around me. They didn't do enough business, but they have these like little like inspirational quote books you can get at the Christian stores
Yeah.
that I really do enjoy. But as far as one that there wouldn't be one as of recently, because I've kind of I don't know, my friends have kind of got me into this movement of like reading the dating advice, like self-help books, and some of them have interesting information. They're helpful. But I would say, actually, and this one's kind of like old school for nowadays, would be back when I was a teenager, Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. Kind of
yeah.
those stories. It was kind of like, it kind of like helped you process some stuff. So, yeah, if there is something as of recently, then like, yeah, um, it's just kind of more being influenced by this self-help book. So,
Yeah, I will say outside of the Bible, I think constructive books are definitely something I've just started actually getting into. Like 48 Laws of Power. There's a book called Surrounded by Idiots, which is actually a play on words. When you read into it, it talks about how everyone's different and how if you feel like you're clashing with someone, understanding their personality traits and adapting so that you can get along better, not only in like real life, but in a work environment as well. If you're working with people who have a strong personality, how to navigate that. So I do enjoy books like that as well.
Yeah, I do a lot of leadership books because I'm a leader at the hospital, right? And you said it. You said it exactly right. You can't treat everybody the same way.
Nope.
Everybody has their own personality. Everybody has their own, what they do. Who moved my cheese is one that comes to my mind right now. But I do a lot of leadership books.
Mm-hmm.
all right, you guys, this is No Blues News. I am Miss Tawny, Monday, 6 Eastern. We share positive news and entertainment stories and have a discussion. All right. Okay, have you ever been to a baseball game? And if would you go if you haven't? And then what would be your favorite memory of a baseball game?
I have been. It's been a really long time actually since I've been to a baseball game. I do love sports. Um, However, my favorite memory is someone catching the ball. Like they were near me. It wasn't too close, thank God, because I think I would have freaked out. But like a baseball was coming so fast and someone was just like and caught it. And I was like, what if that's someone's face? I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed my time. I typically like to go to football and soccer games, but I would totally go again. I would totally go again.
So I grew up in Nashville. So our pro team was the Atlanta Braves. And I remember playing baseball in high school and all that, and got to sit behind the outfielder and watch Dale Murphy as an outfielder, and just he was my hero. Now I live in Houston, so it's when Atlanta and Houston battled each other. I was like flip of the coin. I love both teams. I grew up an Atlanta Braves fan, but I'm in Houston now, and Houston's huge here.
Mm-hmm.
The Astros are.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I grew up with the Padres as a kid, and it was something that me and my dad went to. I would go back to a baseball game. I just haven't gone recently. Probably living here in Texas, I would probably be best to like travel up to Houston and go see the Astros. And I'm sure it's pretty hyped. Oh, I did. I forgot about that. Last year, I did go to a Rangers game actually with my friends, so,
Okay.
and that was pretty fun too.
Yeah, I
Um,
went to the Rangers.
yeah. and they won. I used to really enjoy baseball. I would like play it as a kid and all that, not like on a team or anything, just kind of like with friends randomly in the neighborhood. But I remember like the 7th inning stretch, getting up and getting to sing, take me out to the ball game. That was always fun. And Cracker Jacks, always looked forward to getting like fresh, like warm, like Cracker Jacks at the game. So I do miss those parts of it. So
I don't think they do that anymore. Last Astros game was last year. I went to, and I don't remember. I don't remember the Cracker Jacks being there anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, now that you say that, okay, when I went to the game in Dallas, yeah, and I remember like because I didn't know about that, and I went on a hunt for food, and they had all these different little like restaurants, little options for food. Now I think I've like finally remember settling on pizza and all that. Ice cream in the little baseball cups. That sounds cool, and I don't remember that part, but that sounds cool.
I don't remember.
I think they have like dipping dots at the stadium that's now a lot too.
Yeah.
So. Okay. All right, and shout out to Kelly, Emoji J, and Mirage. Thank you guys. And if you could have been the first to do anything, like the woman in space, what would it have been that you personally wish that you would have been the first one to do, and why?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think if I were to be the first person to do something in today's age, I think I would want to be the first person to do something technology based, because I feel like going forward it's all technology. So I think I would like to have been the first person to create AI, because I think we are a little more irresponsible with it. I don't know if everyone keeps up with like what's going on with like artificial intelligence or not, but if I were the first person to create AI, I would have done a lot of different things. I do see someone in the comments talking about curing cancer, and I think there are a lot of things with AI where it's self-learning that we could utilize. But we're just very selfish, and we're only worried about the money. I mean, AI is going to make money either way. Why not use it to actually help us with something? But yeah.
Well, that's really cool you say AI, because what I do at the hospital is I'm developing, we call it remote patient monitoring, where I work at a children's hospital, right?
Aww.
And these kids that have spent their time on, holidays, Christmas in the hospital with nobody around them, you know what that does to your brain, right? You're not around your family, you're not around your siblings, you're not around that. And what we're developing right now is remote patient monitoring, where they can be sitting in their own bed, and we know exactly what's going on with them, oxygen levels, all this kind of stuff. And another cool thing that we're truly working on is virtual reality.
Yes, that would be great.
Right, we could take a diagnosis of say a cancer patient or a brain tumor and all that, and they can do the operation before they ever touch the patient.
Wow.
It's really, really cool. So I think that would be we're breaking ground on that right now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know mine along the cancer answer, mine would always be something would be personal, because like back in 2015, my grandma passed of ALS, and kind of watched this, strong, healthy, vibrant, woman that always, inspired my life, have this disease that there's no cure for, that took it to the point where she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't eat. So it's basically by the time she did pass, it was the point where she was better off to just, move on. But yeah, if there could ever be a cure for things like cancer, ALS, definitely, because like if you have a cure and people don't have to experience all these horrible diseases like that, and there's so many more, I think like a cure for ALS or cancer or something like that is definitely something we need. And with all the technology we have now, like I hope it's something that happens soon. So so many things, Vampy, that
even drug addiction, right? I lost my sister right before Christmas this year off drug addiction. Right, if you could do something to help drug addicts, right? Because it's everywhere in the world right now.
Yeah, I think it comes down to people just being so self-absorbed, because it does take a lot of work and dedication and time. and sacrifice. And not everyone's willing to do that. But if we all came together, it wouldn't be so much on just a few people if we just all helped. You know what I mean? But greed, even when it comes to cancer, I'm sure there's things out there. There have been people who have been cured. But anytime you hear about something, it's hushed. Even when it comes to, I don't know if you know, like the cars that like run on water, the guy that created that, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things, but it all comes down to greed.
You guys, welcome to No Blues News. I am Miss Tawny, Mondays 6 Eastern, discussing positive news and entertainment stories. Okay. All right, the second section of stories covers famous birthdays, past song, movies, and release dates. Talks about the Hollywood sign, comics, a tightrope walker. And Greece. I forgot about Greece also. Okay, so June 17th, 2008, Katy Perry's A Guy Kissed a Girl came out, as well as Sugar Ray's Fly and Shakira's Hips Don't Lie in 1997. And then Shakira's was 2006, maybe. And then June 17th was the 43rd birthday of tennis legend Serena Williams. And June 13th was 80th birthday of actor Harrison Ford of Indiana Jones, The Fugitive, and Star Wars. June 13th, 1923, the Hollywood sign was officially dedicated in Los Angeles at 44 feet tall. The sign was originally created for a real estate advertising development company, but it became part of, the local culture, and it was kept in place. And then June 14th, 1928, the first Superman appeared in Action Comics. June 15th, 2012, I remember seeing this guy on TV do this, and I'm thinking, like, wow, I wouldn't do this. Nick Willand became the first person to successfully tightrope walk across Niagara Falls. And then 114 years ago, the voice of Rudolph, Bert Ives, he was the snowman character he'd voiced for. He's an American folk singer and banjoist. He was born 114 years ago in Illinois. And then June 16, 1978, Grease hit big screens with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John dancing and singing into American culture. And 119 years ago, June 19th, Lou Gehrig was born. In 17 seasons of baseball, he played for the New York Yankees. Gehrig was renowned for his prowess as a hitter and his durability. And then June 16th, 1999, in a 3-0 ruling, the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals said that a federal music piracy law does not prohibit a palm-sized device from downloading high-quality digital music files from the internet for personal use. Remember the whole Napster case? That whole deal? Yeah. All right. Okay. And I know Kawhi did mention, I think he did mention being an athlete. And if you are an athlete, what sports do you play? And if there's ones you don't play, are there ones you're interested in getting into?
I haven't done a sport since high school and college, but when I was in high school, I did track, and track and field, and I also was in the marching band, so I was a huge nerd. But I really enjoyed it, and yes, I will call that a sport any day, because they literally made us run, and if you have that much breath control playing an instrument and marching around a field, performing, definitely a sport. And I also did that in college, and it was really fun. I saw someone say, "Go Longhorns." I was in the Longhorn band. I played trumpet, and yes, it was the time of my life.
Oh, wait, so you went to UC of Texas?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I started out young playing baseball all the way through. I actually went to a private high school where I got a scholarship to go to high school. And then it ended up playing football, and then got a scholarship to play football in college.
Look at you,
So
what?
Mhm.
yeah, and then after all that was over, and I damaged my knee, and all, yeah, whatever. I started playing volleyball, so I traveled across the country playing in tournaments. Yeah, I retired
Volleyball's
like three
fun.
years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, volleyball is fun. I was never super good at it, but I remember it was always fun. Um, I did dance as a kid all through high school. It's something I've kind of held off pursuing as an adult, but I'm kind of actually getting back into it now. Where I work actually is a resort, a Hyatt resort near me, and they're going to be offering ballroom and classes. So I've never pursued ballroom, so it's something I'm interested in pursuing. I've kind of more done like a modern dance, tap, like things more like along those lines. But uh, I know probably some people don't consider dancing a sport, but they have, like the professional dancers now. And look at people, think of all the people like, people like Jennifer Lopez, Britney Spears are in ridiculous shape, for their dancers. So dancing definitely is very, very physical, and it's super fun too. And I definitely say that it might not used to be considered a sport, but I would definitely say dancing is a form of a
It's
sport
totally a
nowadays. So
sport. There's
mhm.
training. It takes makes you out of breath. Anything that takes you out of breath and is
good
competitive
sport.
is a
Yeah,
sport.
Yeah. Mhm. And I would say one I never did that I wish I did. I kind of always wanted to play soccer, and I just never really like pursued it. Not something I would pursue as an adult, but yeah, something I kind of wish I would have back when I was a kid like pursued. So
yeah. My daughter was a very, very good soccer player, and had junior Olympics, all that kind of stuff, and they wanted me to coach the teams, and I'm like, I've never played soccer. I wouldn't even know how to coach. I'm not going to just get out there to be a coach. I've never
Right.
played it, so
right.
so that's one sport I wish I would have played.
Right. All right, and thank you guys. Welcome to No Blues News, Monday, 6 Eastern. I am your host, Miss Tawny. We discuss positive news and entertainment stories. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. Have you ever traveled to California, and would you be curious to see the Hollywood sign yourself?
I've never traveled. I really want to go mainly for the sequoia trees. Um, but yes, I do want to see the Hollywood sign. I feel like it's just one of those milestones, especially if you're American, like why not? Like there are certain things you just should see in your own
Yeah.
country.
Yes, I lived in San Diego for a while, so I never got a chance to go to LA and see Hollywood sign
Oh
and all
man.
that. Yeah, you have southern and northern. It was always kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, and I grew up in San Diego myself, but I had a family up in LA. Well, anytime we went there, we would do all like the tourist stuff. We would go see Hollywood Boulevard, and my dad was always on this kick. He needed a Pink's chili dog. I remember that. He always had to go get the Pink's chili dog. But I remember seeing it up at the distance, but that was only my real experience. We never really went like physically like to the location to see it, but it was my experience with it was my dad would go, look, it's over there. So that was as
Hmm.
close as I got to seeing it. So even growing up, a couple hours from it, but yeah, and probably next time I go out to California, if I could convince my son and daughter, hey, let's go look at the sign, that definitely worth going to check out. So,
Right. Is it really big?
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, 44 feet tall. That's why it's up on a big hill. But what's weird is from a distance, it doesn't look quite that big. And then kind of like I wasn't up real close to it, but I'm sure it obviously looks much more like massive when you're up near it. But that's the thing when you go to Universal Studios, it actually the location where it is not far from Universal Studios. So I think you get a pretty good view of it from Universal Studios because of the fact it's closer to where it is. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay.
Really nice.
All right. And if you're an adrenaline junkie, is there an activity you have not pursued that you'd like to pursue?
I always loved roller coasters as a kid, there's a thrill park called Zero Gravity that I do want to visit one day, and they have a ride that's free fall, and you kind of hang over this giant net, and they just unclip you. And I feel like that's an experience I really want to try because I'm afraid of heights. So I push myself to do these things on purpose, to test myself and to get over my fear. So yeah, I think I would like to try that.
I'm trying to think of something because I've jumped out of planes, I've rappelled off cliffs. Yeah,
Wow.
skydive probably that's a good one. I haven't skydived.
Oof. My
Yeah,
heart's beating so hard just thinking about it.
yes, I know that adrenaline. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely I would like to try skydiving. And
I've
they've
watched
got in
videos
Houston,
of people.
they got the skydiving places that, yeah,
Yeah, they have this first off, I think I go they have this place in like Austin that's one of the indoor places called
Mhm.
iFly. I think
Yeah.
I do that first because I'm like safe inside a tube and in a building and it's controlled, and I think I do that part first before I, go launch myself out of planes or off bridges from a cord or all that. Well, but then again it's like there's some people, who get a big thrill out of doing that later in life, so I think I'm 41 and I haven't started doing these things. But then it reminds me of like my grandma, for example. She was 60 and 70 before she passed, and was like teaching. She went to go learn how to surf and went to go learn how to rollerblade and all this, so just goes to show it's never too late. But yeah, I would say skydiving one day, and bungee jumping one day. So, but like
I
I
will
said, for now,
say,
I'll go up to Austin and go into the iFly thing first inside.
yes, definitely try
That's the
iFly
way.
if you've never done anything kind of risky. But I have done this. It was terrifying, but it was a great experience. Colorado, it's called the Royal Gorge, and it's kind of like, think of an inverted mountain. Think of like Grand Canyon style. And there's this 100-foot pole, and you go up with two other people, so you're not alone. And they bring you up to the top, and then you swing over the gorge. And so it's not quite bungee jumping because it's like tugging on your feet, like that's kind of scary, but you swing over it. And I'm telling you, I really thought I was dying. I was praying to God, like, this is it, this is it. But by the time you get that first swing done, you just soak in the view, and you
yes.
get this sense of calm. And I've heard people say the same with skydiving, that at first it's just panic, and then eventually you calm down.
Yeah,
So
it takes your breath away when you first do it, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
I want to do the in Vegas, the roller coaster that's on top of the hotel that dips
Oh,
over.
saw
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely want to try that.
I remember the last time my son used to live in Vegas, so December was the last time we were in Vegas. I remember being at the New York, and like seeing it literally, like being outside and seeing it over your head, and it was kind of crazy. And then as we were like driving out in our Uber or whatever, my son's all for it. He did that one at the Stratosphere that like literally hangs off the building partially. I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's my daughter's like, I'm not doing that. I'm afraid of heights. I'll fall out of it. I was like, yeah, that really doesn't happen, obviously. Every now and then, yeah, they get stuck, but that's a rare occasion when that happens. But my son was all like, let's go, let's go. I was like, you can go by yourself. I'll on the roller coaster, not up in the air like that. But I don't know. Maybe it'd be fun, once you went and did it. But another thing, up in Austin, they have the zip line that goes over Lake Travis, and I think it'd be the same thing where you'd have really pretty views. And that's another thing, like my of our family, my son's probably really like has the most daredevil vibes, and he's 20 now, so he has plenty of time to take on all that. But he went to a camp actually that they did that they used the zip line at Lake Travis, and he said he really liked this. The only thing is like we are quite pale as a family, so we just like we get fried in the sun. We
well,
love the sun, but yeah.
you said you've been in San Diego. Have you done the Wild Animal Park where they do the zip line across?
No, we only went to the zoo, and probably I'm trying to think the last time I was at the zoo. Oh, I went there in 2009 when my kids were younger. So that's really the last time I'd been out to the zoo, because last time we were there, we kind of were on like more of a beach mission. So I'm trying to
Okay.
turn my kids into beach people since they didn't grow up with the beach. But my kids are already like, they love to live in Florida. Florida's so pretty, and like the way Texas is so humid. At least if I'm gonna live in a humid climate, let me live in a humid climate where I have like pretty beaches nearby, and then like I wouldn't care what the weather is like, you know. So,
You feel like
Yes.
it's humid? Man, I feel like it's so dry. Like, ah.
well, that's why anybody who is not in Texas, okay, our weather right now, May is sometimes, you know, when it starts to get hot here, and so it's been like, you know, 104, and like the humidity hasn't been really super high yet, but it's still like the 104 where it feels like it's like 110. And I remember I went to like the store before work, and this was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and it was already hot outside, and I'm just like, wow.
Yes, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the temperature right now. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. It's 100 degrees here.
But the
Crazy.
one thing I do say that Texas has the advantage of over California, okay, the Pacific Ocean's very pretty, but it's also quite cold. And even in the summertime, it doesn't really get super warm. You basically get used to it. That's why surfers, you know, wear the wetsuits and everything. Um, but the lakes and the rivers here, they're nice and warm, you know, and that's nice. I've always liked that about Texas, that hey, at least the water's warm here, and you can like
Right.
go and enjoy it without having to like, you know, be in there for like 30 minutes before you actually get used to it, you know, to make it an acceptable temperature. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No.
Never been on one, never will.
all right. And right. And they was talking the guy who was the snowman in Rudolph. And do you still watch Christmas movies? And if so, do you have a favorite one, and why? I think it probably differs from when we were kids, but not gonna lie, when it comes to Christmas, I'm like a 41-year-old child and still watch the Christmas movies like I
Home
was, you
Alone.
know, 5 or 10 years old.
Yeah, I definitely watch Chris. It's like a tradition. We all, you know, fix our hot cocoa, coffees, whatever, pile up on the couch, and we'll watch all of our little classic movies, old and new. You know what I mean? So, like Rudolph, like the old Rudolph, we will sit there and watch.
The Grinch.
Grinch is my favorite. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, Jim Carrey is a genius.
Christmas Vacation.
Yes,
That was
all
always
of
a
them.
classic.
All of
Yeah.
them. Grinch is definitely my personal favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the Grinch and Rudolph. Home Alone, but Elf is one I really got to like over the last couple years, because anytime I see the scenes with him, I'm thinking when he gets all excited, you know, and decorates the department store and everything, I'm thinking, you know what? If I had, you know, like money, like, you know, like rich people level money, I probably would be that like great Christmas light type of person who would
Right.
decorate my house like that, and who would go all out, and you know, for Christmas. So I think I'm on his same level of like, ooh, Santa's coming when it comes to Christmas time. But yeah, definitely that's like my favorite, you know, season. Oh, you meant okay, Nightmare Before Christmas. I like that's too. I forgot about that one because it kind of ties into Christmas, and you know, I love that
Yes,
one. I mean,
I
it's so
love
different from
that.
everything else.
Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, I like spooky things. I'm not even gonna lie,
Mhm.
I really do. So that is one of my favorites too. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was classic.
yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, and have you seen Grease? And if you like Grease, like what were your favorite scenes from Grease and why?
Oh God, it's been so long.
The
Pass.
Fun House.
Huh?
The Fun House.
Oh, yeah.
Where were they? Were in the Fun House.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a classic movie.
Mhm. I would say kind of I think the thing about Grease is your favorite scenes mainly involve like the songs pretty much. So like the end scene, you know, We Belong Together, you know, and like I'm trying to think what the other one was. Okay, this is gonna be probably not a popular opinion. I like the opening of it. I could never really vibe with
Recycling.
Parts of Summer Nights because to me it was kind of like cheesy, you know. But Grease Lightning I really liked. Beauty School Dropout was funny. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely unfortunately, you know, we lost Olivia Newton-John, but John Travolta, you know, love him. Such a good actor. So look at me, I'm Sandra D. I forgot about that one. But yeah, I probably haven't watched Grease in a couple years. I tried to get my kids to get into that one, but they really Greatest Showman is kind of the musical we all agree on. That's the one we'll all sit down and watch because Greatest Showman is just such a good movie. Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron and Zendaya, they all do so well in that. So
Yeah.
Okay. And welcome to No Blues News. I am Miss Tawny. This is Monday, 6 Eastern. We share positive news and entertainment stories. Thank you for joining us. Give a quick shout out to Big Homie, to Bugaboo, and to Mirage. Thank you guys. Okay. And between the songs Hips Don't Lie, Fly, and I Kissed a Girl, which song would you add to your playlist? And if those aren't in your personal wheelhouse music-wise, what would you add to your playlist and why?
What was the second song?
Hips Don't Lie, Fly, Sugar Ray. It was like 1997, you know. I just want to fly.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Hips Don't Lie out of the three, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Shakira.
I don't know. I like Fly too.
Mm-hmm. They're all, you know, I like all three of them, but Katy Perry has other songs I like a lot more. Yeah, kind of like for Katy Perry, I'm more so I like, you know, California Girls more, or Wide Awake, or Unconditionally, songs more like that. Hips Don't Lie, you know, is totally a vibe. It's like when you just like you hear it and you gotta like, you know, shake your hips along with Shakira, you know. And Fly kind of, it was different because 1997 I was a freshman in high school then, so it was kind of like there was certain bands that were those high school vibes for me. It was like it was Sugar Ray, it was Matchbox 20, Third Eye Blind, and there's another one the Goo Goo Dolls. It was all those bands in that time frame back when I was in high school. So different, you know, different times, you know, it makes you think of different reasons. I'm trying to think. I don't have I Kissed a Girl on my playlist. I have other Katy Perry stuff. I listen to a lot of different stuff. Ironically, some of my favorite music is not quite stream appropriate because it's like some darker rock stuff. But then, you know, I'll listen to like Christian or like Latin or hip hop, or it's all kind of like or 90s or whatever you're in the mood for. So yeah, and then Fly is on my playlist, but I think Hips Don't Lie is on my playlist. Yeah, last Friday night, that video is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to a bunch of stuff. Like, people would be surprised if they open my Spotify playlist. I have anything from like hip hop R&B to like metal to classical because I play trumpet. Like, people don't know. Acapella, literally everything.
I do too. I think one of the best movies that had the soundtrack was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, movie soundtracks are
great.
lit. Yeah. I can't even lie to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think other than like Disney movies. I know there's some, you know, like movies that have good soundtracks. I just like I can't think of what the non-musical ones are right now, but like yeah, but they're really paying attention to what songs they put into movies now. Because what's funny is a lot of times I'll hear on a playlist some song that was in like one of the Fast and the Furious movies will come up, and it's funny because like I don't know the song from that artist. I'll be like, oh, this is in that Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
So like, there's certain stuff you'll associate with the movies now, and it's funny like like my kids would come up to me and be like, like it'll be a song that's from like 1950 or whatever, and they'll be like, Mom, this song was in this movie, and you're like, no, yes, it was in the movie, but it's from before. So it's just kind of interesting, how you associate everything now. So
And the remakes.
Yeah.
Or they'll
definitely.
sample from older songs, and like Gen Z kids will be like, oh, like listen to this song, you know nothing about this, and it's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, definitely. Vampy, I feel what you're saying. I love See You Again, but See You Again came out like a couple weeks prior to my grandma dying. So even though I really like that song, it's a good song, it kind of associates with me with the memory of her death. So that song's always been a little challenging for me to listen to personally. But I know it's about Paul Walker, but and I do like that song. It's just like I said, it's a little challenging for me to listen to sometimes. Um, oh, but yeah, Tupac. There's actually one more recently that if you haven't heard it, it's lit. Check it out. If you were a fan of Jump Around by House of Pain back in the day, Pitbull and Little John. There's a remix called Jumpin' that just came out like a month or two ago. It's like the hype song. I listened to that in the morning getting ready. Love that one. So
I have to
Nice.
check that song out.
mhm. All right, and then the artists who had the past song release, do you consider yourself a fan of Sugar Ray or Katy Perry or Shakira? I know Sugar Ray isn't really around nowadays, but and if you're not a fan of these artists, who are your favorite artists? And if they are your favorite artists, then what makes Shakira or Sugar Ray or Katy Perry your favorite artist?
So all my nerdiness is coming out today. That's crazy. So I personally, I love American artists. However, like their art, but I feel like as people, not always. I really enjoy K-pop music. And my favorite K-pop artist is BTS. Before it was cool. Now I feel like it's totally acceptable to love K-pop, Lucky Kids, because when I was growing up, I was the outcast for that. But I feel like they cater to their fans a little more, and they're a little more caring about like what we like. Yes, Blackpink as well. So I really do prefer the K-pop artists as far as like people and like what are they doing today, things along that nature.
Yeah, I like a lot of the old 80s, 90s, the old whatever that is, right? Whatever type of music, whether it be the rap or or the romantic songs or I think that was probably the best genre that was out there for songs.
Mm-hmm. I would say while I like Shakira, Sugar Ray, Katy Perry, I like them. But as far as saying, am I a huge fan of theirs? I'm a fan of their music, but they're not necessarily my favorite artists. My favorite band is actually Linkin Park. I'm a huge Linkin Park fan. Panic at the Disco, Maroon 5, who I'm actually going to see next month for the first time in Vegas. So I'm super excited about that. I haven't seen a concert in years and I love them. And I haven't got to see a concert in Vegas either. Yeah. And then other favorite artists would be like 3 Days Grace. That's kind of, like I like that. It's kind of funny, like when I drive, I either want to like let's go, like lit party music or like the let's get the aggression out. Probably doesn't help. It probably helps contribute to road rage with stuff like that.
Yeah, it changes your mood.
But I'm just in a vibe. Sometimes I just want to be in the car and I might not want to listen to Hips Don't Lie. I'd be like, okay, let's listen to In the End and get our feelings out today and like vibe today.
Have you listened to Disturbed?
Yes.
Yeah, I used to listen to that when driving. I'm like, let's not.
And then there's one that like and it's kind of funny because
To who? Who was the group?
Disturbed,
Okay.
yeah. Rock artist, yeah. But there's one night, and it's funny, my daughter tells me not to listen to this song anymore. Because she's like, Mom, you get too into that song. Because I'm literally one of those that like when a song comes on that, yes, definitely big homie. I'm one of those that it's amazed I haven't, and I'm a good driver, but I haven't wrecked because of a song, because I haven't heard a song in a while. And I'm one of those that go, oh my God. And like everybody in the car be like, what's going on? I'm like, it's the song. And they're like, it's a song. You've heard the song before. But I am that girl that like gets excited over the song that I haven't heard in a while. But Ludacris Get Back. That's the one I kind of like I'll be on the way to work and like going like full force on that all the way to work. Then you get out for work and you're like, hi, it's like we're like, get back in the car. It's like, hi everybody.
Yes, and then you are a different person after you open the door and you're like, hello everybody, super professional.
Right. Yeah.
I think the song, what is it? Move, get out of the way, get out of the way. It's the best song
Yes,
driving.
that's what she's talking about.
Get out of
That's
my
not what
way.
you should listen to when you drive either. I love that song, but yeah. You guys, welcome to No Blues News. I am Miss Tawny. Mondays, 6 Eastern. We share positive news and entertainment stories. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to the top 3, favorite them. Okay, and it was mentioning Harrison Ford's 80th birthday. I did not realize he was 80, and he was up there, but I didn't realize he was turning 80. And then I'm a fan of him. I think he's a good actor. But do you have a favorite movie of his? I do have one in particular, and it's not one of the ones that they mentioned he's known for, like Star Wars or something like that. So,
The Fugitive.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I might have to go with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's one I don't think he got enough recognition for, but it was a great movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, mine personally is actually Air Force One when he played the president. I remember that's a good movie. And thinking like, can't he be our president instead of these other people that have been our president? Like, can't we just like have him instead? Although actually in reality, he'd probably want to continue being an actor and probably not want to actually be the president. But same wheel. I was explaining this, last week is like, I think it was like last week was like Morgan Freeman's like birthday or something. And it's funny, he's played God in a couple movies. So I know he's not God, obviously. But when I picture God in my head, I picture Morgan Freeman. That sounds so wrong. I know he's not God, but because of movies, like I picture
he does a great job.
He does, yeah. Like I want him to be God. Like he'd be so cool as God, but obviously, God is cool as who he is, but yeah, like if Morgan Freeman was God, like let's go. Like, maybe he could be or something.
I can see God laughing right now. And it's like, he could stand in for a day.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And okay. I want to go ahead and Wild West, I know you have your show now, and you're in the VIP Fives battle in July that I'm hosting. What other shows and events do you have going on? And go ahead and mention about your show as well.
Yeah, my show is basically a leadership show, and I put you in a scenario of if you were in this scenario, how would you handle that as that leader, right? Or as that, you could take it as life in general. You could take it streaming, when you got families in streaming, or you could take it as a job, right? And Miss Tawny was my first guest last week, so I appreciate, much love to you. So it's something I'm trying to get up off the ground right now. I've got Year 5's battle royal coming up. I've got an auction. It's yours, Kawal. Isn't it yours? The military auction on July 4th. I'm doing your auction. Yeah. So on July 4th, the military auction, which I greatly I love. I was military, so yeah, definitely doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are the things coming up right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Kawhi, events you have coming up, or do you have any shows as well?
Yes. So Wild West is actually going to be in my military auction for active duty members and veterans July 4th. If you're interested or you know anyone, please refer them to me. My Insta is linked to my bio. This is super close to my heart. Both my parents are Army vets and they met in the Army. So I'm a double Army brat. And then for me personally, Yes, thank you for your service, West.
Thank you.
Me personally, I am going to be in a Smoke That Goofy Battle Royale, July 20th, hosted by Gap. So come support your girl, even if it's just spamming my emoji, that would be awesome. It'll be very exciting, my first one ever.
Awesome. Okay. All right. And as far as for me, I have the show every Monday, 6 Eastern. It is positive news and entertainment stories, no blues news. And then yes, this is gonna be my my first. I thought maybe taking on a battle royale and auction, they're fun, but I was like, well, I'm like decided to do the VIP one, and then I want to do a top badge one eventually as well. It's always interesting to see, who wants to participate, and I think I got good people in it that it's going to be. I think they're all kind of, even though it's green and purple and black VIPs, I think any of them can take it. It's going to be interesting to see, and all in good fun. I think if you do any of these events, as long as you keep it like drama free and positive, that's the way to be. That's why I have a lot of respect for Chronic Chris, because we've all been on here and seen that some people, they have the battle royales, and unfortunately it goes the other direction in form of a lot of drama being mixed up with them. But Chronic Chris is a very nice guy, and there was no drama with his events, and everybody involved was good people, and nobody was really competitive. Everybody was really supportive, and I think that when you host these events, that's how it should be. It should all be like one family, much love and support, and just enjoy the events and have fun. And we're on the app to have fun at the end of the day and not be mixed up in any of the drama. But yeah, that's July 14th and July 15th, and I'm excited for that event. It'll be the first event I've hosted, so looking forward to that. But yeah, lots of good people in it. The list of who I have in it is going to be out within the next few days. So, and then I haven't done the matchups yet, so it's going to be kind of like random for the most part. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I look forward to it. So,
cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thank you guys for joining me tonight. This has been No Blues News. I am Miss Tawny. We had our guests tonight. We had Kawhi. Kawhi, it was nice to meet you. And Wild West. Shout outs to Bugaboo, to Big Homie, and to Mirage. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and we will catch each other, in the Meet Me streets.
Sounds good.
Always.
Thank you, Miss Tawny.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. And have a good night. Yeah. No, you're good, my just the last little bit. So, and I forgot, I didn't change my name or my picture, so my apologies. That probably made it a little harder for you to find me. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna send them my